What happens when a casual morning show chat turns into a tense exchange that leaves an entire studio stunned? This moment unfolded when Kylie Kelce walked off the Today with Jenna and Friends show after a simple bit of friendly banter shifted into something far more uncomfortable. Kylie had been invited to talk about her upcoming charity project and share a few light stories about life around the NFL. The plan was a smooth, easy 20-minute segment that producers expected would be calm and uplifting. Jenna Hager had prepared questions about Kylie's foundation, work, and how she handles public attention as the wife of Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce. As the cameras went live, Jenna greeted Kylie with her usual bright smile, praising her appearance and thanking her for being there. Kylie settled into her seat, relaxed and ready to discuss the foundation and the people it supports. The conversation began warmly. Kylie described the foundation's mission to help kids in underserved communities get access to sports programs. She shared stories about young athletes whose lives had changed because of the work they were doing. Jenna nodded along, clearly impressed, and then shifted to Jason's influence in boosting awareness for the cause. But then Jenna brought up a topic that had recently made headlines: the increasing visibility of NFL wives. She asked whether some wives might be crossing boundaries and overshadowing players. Kylie's smile faded slightly, though she stayed composed, asking what exactly Jenna meant. Jenna explained that some people felt certain wives were becoming too well known, pulling focus away from the athletes themselves. A quiet tension filled the studio. Kylie answered with a measured tone, saying every family chooses how public or private they want to be and that there isn't one correct way to handle it. But Jenna pushed again, asking whether this attention on families could distract from the game. Kylie's voice sharpened as she questioned whether Jenna was suggesting that wives showing support somehow damaged players' accomplishments. The audience grew still. Even the camera crew sensed the shift. Jenna attempted to soften her words, saying she wasn't attacking anyone but simply exploring a topic. Kylie didn't seem convinced, pointing out that calling supportive wives distractions sounded outdated and unfair. Jenna insisted she wasn't criticizing, only discussing visibility in the sports world, but the damage had already been done. Kylie leaned back, crossing her arms as she reminded Jenna that she came to talk about charity work, not justify her role as a supportive spouse. Jenna tried to steer the conversation back, but Kylie's frustration was clear. She accused the show of bringing her on under false pretenses, claiming she felt ambushed by the sudden shift in tone. Jenna defended herself, saying she asked thoughtful questions and that public figures should expect challenging topics. Kylie's voice dropped dangerously as she asked whether Jenna was implying she couldn't handle being on television simply because she objected to the nature of the questions. Jenna attempted to explain, but Kylie wasn't having it, saying she expected questions about the foundation, not a surprise lecture about how she should behave as an NFL wife. Their exchange escalated when Jenna mentioned that some NFL families behave in ways that seem too attention-seeking. Kylie immediately caught the implication. She asked directly whether Jenna believed she was attention-seeking or overshadowing her husband. Jenna denied it, but the atmosphere had become heavy and uncomfortable. One co-host tried to calm things down, suggesting they shift the conversation, but neither woman acknowledged her. Kylie stood up abruptly, accusing Jenna of treating her like an easy target who would sit quietly and give polite answers. Jenna shot back that she invited Kylie because viewers would be interested, not because she wanted to corner her. Kylie argued that Jenna had essentially suggested she was a background figure who should stay silent. The producers signaled desperately for a commercial break, but the conversation moved on without pause. Jenna insisted she was trying to explore the balance of personal and professional life in sports. Kylie called the idea unbelievable, pointing out that her husband worked hard to become one of the best players in the league and that supporting him shouldn't be treated as a problem. Jenna's voice rose as she protested that Kylie was twisting her words, but Kylie responded with a harsh laugh, saying there was nothing subtle about framing supportive wives as distractions. Jenna attempted to salvage her point, but Kylie cut her off, noting that Jenna wasn't asking these questions of male family members. She asked whether Jenna would accuse Tom Brady's father, of overshadowing his son if he showed vocal support. The silence that followed was telling. Kylie said the whole conversation felt like an attempt to put women back in their place. Jenna softly insisted that wasn't her intention, but the words didn't land. Kylie accused the show of inviting her to discuss charity, work, and instead spending the segment questioning her character and motives. Jenna said Kylie was being overly sensitive, and that instantly became the breaking point. Kylie stepped closer, calling the comments sexist and pointing out that questioning her support as a wife was not simply a neutral topic. Jenna weakly defended her approach, saying these issues were being talked about in the media. Kylie asked whether that made it fair to ambush her on live TV. One co-host tried again to shift the conversation, asking Kylie if she wanted to share more about the foundation before leaving. Kylie paused, then spoke from the heart about helping children get opportunities in sports, inviting viewers to learn more and support the work. Her tone softened briefly, showing the passion she came to share. But once she finished, she looked back at Jenna with disappointment. She told her that instead of using the platform to highlight meaningful work, the show chose to poke at outdated stereotypes. Kylie picked up her purse and jacket, saying she felt her time had been wasted and that the segment had turned into something ugly rather than productive. Jenna attempted to defend her professionalism, but Kylie stopped her again, calling the interview amateur hour pretending to be journalism. She then addressed the viewers directly, expressing pride in supporting her husband and refusing to apologize for being visible or vocal. She said other people's discomfort wasn't her problem. Jenna tried to ask her to stay and sort things out, but Kylie said the intention behind the questions was obvious to everyone watching. The studio had gone completely still, the audience leaning forward in disbelief. Kylie said she owed no one an explanation for how she supported her family, especially not someone who questioned her authenticity. Jenna tried to insist she never attacked her character, but Kylie listed each moment where she felt Jenna had done exactly that. As the tension settled heavily across the stage, Kylie told Jenna the most disappointing part was that she wasted a chance to spotlight important work that could change kids' lives. Instead, she had chosen to chase dramatic talking points. One co-host tried to salvage the moment, asking Kylie again about the foundation. Kylie briefly repeated its mission and encouraged people to learn more, saying that helping kids mattered far more than public debates about her personality. Then, with visible sadness, she said she felt sorry for Jenna, who had chosen to tear someone down rather than focus on something meaningful. With that, Kylie walked off the stage, leaving behind a stunned studio and a host who looked shaken and unsure of what to do next. The room sat frozen as the cameras continued rolling. The co-hosts whispered urgently, trying to decide how to transition while the producers waved for a break. Nothing could undo what had just unfolded live. It was a moment that viewers would remember for a long time, a moment that showed how quickly an interview can collapse when tough questions cross into personal territory. What do you think about Kylie's choice to walk off? Was she right to stand up for herself, or should she have handled it another way? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more dramatic celebrity moments that had everyone talking.